So this episode's going to be all about what we did with Ho-Ho's speech issues. The first thing we want to do is find out what are his capabilities and where do we begin our intervention. In this video, you'll see Ambrose has got a book and he's seeing whether he's able to maybe copy some of the sounds or some of the words in that book.
呢隻叫大笨象啊！我哋有隻大笨象啊！你有冇跟我講大笨象？大笨象係個大笨象咁樣做㗎，你試下。
So we thought we'd see, does he understand about the words of things, labels, and maybe if we give him a bit easier label to say, would he be able to copy, our speech? So you'll see in this next video, we've got some things on the table. He's very quick to identify a lot of those things. So he's clearly got a lot of vocabulary. But when Ambrose asks him to just copy what he says, he's not really able to very reliably copy much. It's very difficult to discriminate any of the words from what he kind of repeats back.
今次去獅子咧，係喎獅子喎，你講獅子。哦，係喎隻獅子喎。OK 嗱，我放埋一邊先咯喎。咁邊個係小巴？哦，小巴。你跟我講小巴。哦，巴係喎，小巴。好啦，唔緊要啦，放小巴埋一邊。
You can see that he does make some sounds sometimes, right? He will, emit some sounds at the right time when Ambrose maybe asks him to copy what he says, but it's very far away from the words or the things that Ambrose has actually said. Here's another example of that, and Ambrose is just picking up some items. He really likes cars. Play-Doh is another object, an iPad he loves. When Ambrose asks him, what is it? He'll usually just go through some different sounds. There doesn't seem to be much consistency with what sound he makes in relation to those objects. And the sounds he makes, are also, kind of far away from maybe the words.
咩嚟㗎？唔係。OK， 盡量努力啦，有嘗試啦。呢個係咩嚟㗎？哦，唔係喎，爭少少唔緊要。好，我哋睇下呢個咯喎。呢個係咩嚟㗎？哦，唔係喎，不過唔緊要啦，盡量努力啦。
We also wanted to see what does he do when he wants something. So you'll see in this video, Ambrose has got the iPad and seeing what he'll say when he wants to get to play it. We can see from these baseline videos there's a number of different issues that we can maybe help with. One is that he may need to get better at his sound production in terms of, when we say a sound or a word, that he's more able to accurately copy what that is. We'd love to see him associate those sounds that he can now make with actually objects. So that if he's going to make a request, he knows that that's a or a milk, and that is an iPad. And that he would reliably be able to do that. I think also being able to expressively label, i.e. when we pick something up or we ask him what it is, and for him to be able to make a sound or a word that's related to that consistently, without us saying the word at all, would also be a very, very important goal for him. So there are a lot of strategies we used through the 5 days. I'm going to share with you what we did. And so you can see the different approaches to try to solve some of those problems. So in terms of sound production, one of the things we felt we needed to do is really go back to sort of individual sounds, because words are a bit too much of a mouthful for him right now. We want to work towards that. Here's a video of Ambrose, and he's basically starting with the vowel sounds, which are usually a bit easier for students to copy and make.
好手仔咯喎，好，跟 Ambrose 所講好叻喎，我哋放一個先。呢度，哎呦 ，OK 之後，好 OK 再嚟多次先，聽清楚好啦，仲有嘗試好啦，又差唔多啦。係喎，好嘢喎。
In addition to that, we also looked at his ability to move his face and sort of copy what we do. with our lips, with our tongue, so that he could pay a bit more attention to those details, which is also quite important and very helpful when you're learning to say different sounds. Here's a video of Smitty, and she's getting him to open his mouth and close his mouth, which is assisting with his ability to say the ah sound and the sound, which is a bit of a new sound for him actually in that week. He wasn't able to say that in the beginning, and that was one of our target sounds. You can see he's quite reliable and very good and quick at making those changes with his mouth, which was a really good improvement by the end of the week. Another way that we worked on him copying sounds is that we didn't necessarily specifically pick a firm target like the sound. We just did a lot of play, and with those play items we associated different sounds with those actions or those toys, which we thought might be quite fun for him. We could include a lot of his preferred items and stimulated to try to copy and follow the words that we were saying. So in the next video there's two examples. One was with the car, because he loves the car, and we're trying to get him to say boop boop, and the other is drinking out of the can and saying glug glug.
Boop boop. 係啊，嘟嘟咁叫嘅好嘢啊！嗱，我哋又放埋啦。好，再嚟多次。boop boop 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 very good， 一齊擺啦。今次咧，跟我做咕咕咕。咕，哇，好好聽啊！呢個擺落去。好，又嚟多次咯喎。咕咕咕，嚟睇，咕咕咕。Good, very good.
Now you'll see from the video, he's not super accurate, but he does seem to say a pretty similar sound each time. And we were very happy with that. And we did that across many different toys, associating some different fun sounds that would be related to the actions that we were doing. Another thing we wanted to incorporate was some songs and music, because he really likes that as well. We did some sequence of filling in the gaps. When it gets to a certain point, we stop it and we want him to like indicate or to say, to sing, or to say the next bit of the songs.
One little finger, one little finger, one little finger. Ah, ah, ah. Tap, 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 okay,
Tap, tap, tap. Point your finger.
ah, ah. 係喎。
Point your finger
Ah, ah. Down.
down.
Put it on your
Foot. Old MacDonald had a farm.
咿呀咿呀。哦，係喎，啲啲嘴喎。
And on the farm he had a duck.
咿呀咿呀。哦，係喎，望望嘴嘴先喎。
The Communication Temptations is really one of the programs that we love to do a lot in our office. It's really, really good at helping students to understand about communication, making sounds initially to get the things that they want. It's a fun program. You can do it in so many different ways. And so we wanted to kind of bring Mum in to see if she was able to learn a little bit of that, and to see if she could apply those techniques so that she could maybe take that home and do that around some of his toys and activities.
唉，係啊，叻仔，俾你。
我同媽媽講喎，叻仔喎。
So we were happy to see the skills also transferred to Mum, that he was quite good at being able to, say the right word for the car and for the iPad. The last program we spent a lot of time on, and this is really having him associate those sounds he's able to make with an object. This is a really important program because it also relates to when he's making a request. And if he's going to make a request, he needs to know what sound to make or what word to say. This is where we got to by the end of the week, which I was very happy with. He was able to pretty consistently label 3 items. Very good at switching, which is really demonstrating that he's not just scrolling sounds anymore. He's really remembering what those things are and actually adding a label to it. So that was a really great achievement, I think, by the end of the 5 days that we were really, really happy to see. Thank you for watching today, and I hope you join us for our next family.